Our company mission is very simple. We want to make the world happier. Yeah, that's why we started our website to share funny pictures, funny videos. If you take away all the celebrities, we are number 6 in the world. The number 1 is National Geographic. Number 2 is Nike. And then number 4 and 5 are Real Madrid and also Barcelona. I give you a chance to guess what is number 3. Yeah, it's Victoria's Secret. So you can see that on social media. Number of followers doesn't mean the importance of the company. On the internet, if you find the right content on the right platform, you don't have to form a big team to really be successful on social media. That's the main channel that most people know NiGet, especially for younger users. There are 2 aspects of NiGet. One aspect is the community, which is the .com and also the app. Yeah, and then the other part is the social media. For social media, we pick the content based on the submissions from the users and also from our experience, and also from the data that we have before. And then for the .com and also the app, we allow users to upvote the content so that, hey, if a content is popular among the community, then it gets promoted to another section. And then when it gets more traction, then they got promoted to the homepage. We still have human to look at the content from time to time to make sure that the really bad content or spam or porn, don't let them to get more eyeballs for those bad content. How we see the social platform is they're not your friends. Yeah, those followers, they are not your users. Yeah, I think they use Instagram. That's why they follow NiGet on Instagram. It's not because they use NiGet, that's why they use Instagram. Yeah, you understand the difference, right? Of course, on one hand, we try to go to where our users are so that they remember us, so that when they get really bored and then when they sit on the toilet, right, then they use NiGet, right? We try not to catch or predict the trend, but we only do it when we think that, hey, our users are there. Facebook, Instagram, all those platforms, they can change the algorithm. We should not rely on people's mercy to run a business. That's why we always try to build our own community. Instead of what are the new things that we should do, we always ask ourselves, hey, what are the things that won't change? There are so many people who post photos or videos of their pets, right, like cats and dogs, right? I can't imagine a future that there are no pet owners want to share their photos for their cats and dogs, right? That means there is always a need to show off of their pets. If we always just try to go after the latest trend, if the trend changes, then basically your business will crumble. Facebook is just around 10 years old, but right now people talk about, hey, young people, they don't use Facebook. That's why it's really hard to just go after the latest trend, because you never know where the trend is. Yeah. When we first started, we didn't see it as a business, right? That's why we didn't have a very concrete business model. What we thought was, hey, there are so many funny pictures and stuff, right? But in the past, if you want to share it, it's not easy to do so. That's why we started a website to do so. And then we just ask people to share funny pictures that you created or you found. Yeah, and then if you find that picture, and then if you know who the creator is, you just give credit to the creators. That's how NiGet started. On social media these days, because there are so many influencers out there, and they are trying to build up their own personal brand. That's why they're willing to create a lot of content, and then they want to get more attention and exposure for it. That's why they're willing to share their photo with you, as long as you can give credit to them. Yeah, that's why I would say that the copyright thing, they don't care that much, but they care about how much attention that you can give it to them. Imagine you are a creator today. If Apple Daily in Hong Kong or Wall Street Journal want to post your photo, right? Do you ask them for money? You don't ask them for money. You will give money to get on those newspapers, right? If there is a chance that, hey, the creator doesn't like us to share the content, we will just give either remove the content or give back the credit, and then it's okay with them. We started NiGet in 2008, and then we keep running it as a side project because we keep our day job. And then until 2011, we started to think, hey, maybe we can do it really like a career, really like a business. We applied for the accelerator program in the Silicon Valley. The first one that we applied is called 500 Startups. We joined it in the mid-2011. We didn't raise any funding because at the time we didn't really work on NiGet. We work on online karaoke project that no one cares about. One of our mentors mentioned that, hey, all the products that you try to create have no users. Why don't you just focus your time on the only website that you have some users? That's why after that trip, we started to focus on NiGet. And then in early 2012, we went to the Silicon Valley to raise seed funding for NiGet. At the time in Hong Kong, it's really hard to find a successful entrepreneur or investor who really understand the internet business. In Hong Kong, there are so many rich people, but most of them get rich not because of the internet, right? That's why it's really hard for them to understand how it works. That's why we want to have some investors who have the background, who have the experience to help us to grow our company into a global company. After raising the funding, we also joined Y Combinator, which is one of the famous incubators in the US. After YC, we came back to Hong Kong. We started to work at my parents' house. My family is from a very humble background. My mom is a housewife. My father was a cook at Cafe Di Coro. This is a good memory for us in the sense that it reminds us that, hey, if you want to be successful, it doesn't matter how you start. Yeah, because if you work hard enough, maybe there is a chance that you can be better. We worked there for a year. Yeah, and then we started to expand the team, and then that's why we feel like, hey, we have to move out, because Tuen Mun, no matter how small Hong Kong is, people don't want to work in Tuen Mun. We rented our first office in 2013. Yeah, it was in Tsuen Wan. And then we moved the second time we moved to another bigger office also in Tsuen Wan, and this is our new office. No, not new. This is our current office. If you want to work at NiGet, you can also check out this website. I think this is a good lesson here, because for startup companies, you always have to hire, and then you grab every chance that you got to promote your company.
People may often compare NiGet with 100 Modes. So what do you think, and what's the edge of NiGet over 100 Modes?
To be very honest, we don't care about competitors that much. Not because they're not important. It's not the business that are doing similar nature is your competitor. Time is the only scarce resources in a human's life, right? So if when you are sitting on the toilet and then you check Facebook or check YouTube, and then you don't check NiGet, basically Facebook and YouTube is my competitor, right? We can't really just think about the so-called companies in the same industry. Right? We have to look at it in a more macro scale on how people spend their time. For 100 Modes, I think the business model is very different. I like 100 Modes, and then I see their content from time to time. Yeah, and then don't think that they are really our competitors.
But these guys are all studying the conventional majors and things and so on. How do you see, or any advice, personal advice, or very subjective or whatever, it doesn't matter. They need to think about this new world where it's changing and changing more. So how do they prepare themselves?
Most of the time when I go to have some sharing, right, people expect us can give you some advice. Most advice from most people are totally useless. Yeah, not because they're bad people, but because they are not you and you are not them, and also the timing is different. But I can share my thoughts if I could go back in time, and then what I could tell myself. First of all, find your strength and also find out what you really want to do, and try to find the overlapping area. Another thing is we have to respond fast enough, because we can't really predict what the world is. But what we can do is we can respond fast enough so that we don't get obsolete. Yeah, I think that part is very important. Yeah, I think that's also what we are doing at NiGet. The trying many things part is not really because you want to try many things, but you want to try many things, to find one thing that you can focus on. When people talk about starting their own companies, entrepreneurship, people always talk about, hey, we should embrace failure. I mean, it's true, partly true, but somehow people focus a lot on the failure part. Even if you fail 100 times, it doesn't mean that you can be successful. Yeah, failure is the mother of success. That is the biggest lie on earth. What we have to do is figure out what are the things that you win. You are successful in that experiment. Those are the things that you keep doing, and then somehow it helps you to get closer to the destination. I think failure these days are kind of overrated. Who remember what Jack Ma did when he was a kid, right? He can fail 1,000 times, but today he's still Jack Ma. Yeah, who knows what Steve Jobs did when he was young? Nobody cares, right? Hey, I fail 10 times, right? That's why I feel bad. But to be very honest, you just have to be right once.
What skills did you teach? What skills did you learn to help you become a co-founder or founder of the business?
It's wrong to say that school is useless. I think school has its value, but the biggest value is not necessary on the knowledge transfer, but more on meeting people that you think, hey, they can help you in your life, in your business, or in everything that you do. All my co-founders, they knew each other because of me. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm very important, but that's the fact how I connect each other. Instead of asking what kind of qualities that you have to learn at school, maybe we should understand what are the strengths that we have. Yeah, and then find someone who don't overlap your strength that much, so that 2 of you or 3 of you or even 5 of you can work together as a team, really respect each other's expertise, so that somehow you don't think that you are the smartest guy in the team, so that you can really work together well to create a good product or a good company. So I think during college or during school, I think find some really good people, hang out with them, try to find people who are willing to give more. Yeah, because those are the people who you can rely on when you want to start something or when you need help. Yeah, I think I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of friends who are like that. That's why when we started the company, we have the good team to start it. Yeah, I think that part is the most precious thing that you can do at university. Yeah.
Thank you very much.